Hey everybody, how's it going? And welcome back to a brand new episode of the 90th minute. We're all here, except Lucas is a weird...
No, Lucas is on camera. He's good.
Yeah, he's on camera. He's having some issues today. But before we get into the football, just want to thank everyone for over 3,000 subscribers. Once again, over now 32,000 on TikTok. We actually have over 500 on Instagram. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. And also, we now have a Discord. If you'd like to join the Discord, the link will be in the description. And also, if you didn't know, we have a second channel where we post little clips here and there. So if you'd like to check that out, that will also be in the description. So yeah, once again, how's it going, guys?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Also, we're all here. Not just Lucas and Waz this time.
Yeah. So once again, football has resumed. Of course, Bundesliga is back again. A couple big matches have happened. Guys, what do we think? Do we watch any Bundesliga?
I gotta be honest. I did not watch any Bundesliga this week. It was too early for me. I watched it last week, but I watched all the highlights, so I'm all caught up for Bundesliga for this week.
You didn't watch the Berlin Derby?
No, I was.
I was working.
Am I the only one who watched the Berlin Derby? The Berlin Derby.
I probably was still in bed.
Oh my god.
I didn't watch it, but I watched other matches.
Here we go, boys. The #1 football podcast in the world.
Well,
we didn't watch it. The only football
I guess
that's on.
I'll start it off because Friday, the Berlin Derby was on. I actually watched it. Union versus Berlin, the second ever match between the Berlin sides in the Bundesliga, I'm pretty sure. Interesting match. Not really. It was exciting at times. Basically what happened was Hertha Berlin walked all over Union Berlin. The match ended up 4-0. But
Dietrich Boyata slapped him around.
Honestly, he played very well. I'm pretty sure he had a very high tackle success rate. He
did
very
score
good in the
as
back.
What do you think about Cunha?
Oh, the Brazilian?
Yeah.
Oh, he's sick on Ultimate Team, bro.
He was fun to watch. He was getting involved a lot, but the main man for Union that game was actually Bosnian striker Ibisevic.
You mean Hertha Berlin?
He scored.
Ibisevic.
Ibisevic. I butchered that. I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
Ibisevic. Say it again.
Ibisevic.
For someone who's like Slavic European.
Ibisevic, whatever, man. He scored 1 goal and had 2 assists in the derby. He had a big game. He was great on the ball. He was all over. He was creating chances for his 35-year-old striker. That's awesome to see. Lucas, what did you see from the match, if anything?
Oh, I saw. Was it Cunha who scored or his play? Where he. It was a very nice goal.
Scored, yeah.
I thought there was gonna be a bicycle kick at the end of that, but I think he missed it. Someone missed it.
I think it was off a set piece. I can't remember. But
in terms of actual stature, imagine the Berlin Derby, like you said,
it's
historic.
The
second time ever that's actually been played in the Bundesliga, and with all the no fans in the stadiums kind of thing, it was very interesting to have a big local derby without the intense atmosphere. So
that happened last week too.
It did, but for the outside looking in kind of thing, it's very interesting to see the atmosphere and everything, but also how it affects the play style.
Is this a big local derby or just a local derby?
I mean, it's a
pretty big
to
derby.
The fans, it's
Berlin.
big.
I mean,
it's very historical.
Oh yeah, but it's very new too because it's only the second time they played each other. But obviously, a Berlin Derby hasn't happened that often, so it's something unique, I guess.
Right now, as it stands, Hertha Berlin are in 11th place, and Berlin are now 13th. It wasn't pretty from Union. They didn't provide much. They didn't, attack well. I mean, it was all Hertha Berlin, honestly.
As you can tell by
honestly, it was 4-0, yeah.
The 4-0.
It was a lot of sloppy.
4-0.
Standout player, maybe for Union for the most part, was actually probably the Polish keeper, Gikiewicz.
Funny
as he lost 4-0.
Yeah, no, he was actually he had big saves. Fun fact,
Polish, though, so he played well.
but the first save he made was actually with his nutsack.
Good.
Probably didn't expect that, but
so you mean they shot the ball right at him?
He made an excellent save, and as the commentator said, right in the crown jewels.
Let's move on from the Berlin Derby. Let's move on to a game on Saturday.
Wait! I'm still on with Hertha. I mean, I think we gotta look at Hertha Berlin because the Berlin's a massive city, first of all. Like,
Yes.
from what the commentators saying, they're trying to invest heavily into the club, and they really want to be like a big club
Bayern.
in Germany.
A
yeah.
Bayern Munich.
I
Yeah.
know,
What? So
I know
Lucas,
before
what do
the
you think?
restart, they were a bit of a meme in Germany because they had Jurgen
Yeah.
Klinsmann, who literally made
Oh,
a
yeah.
list of players to the Hertha Berlin people saying who's worth keeping and who's worth selling. And like, there's like it got leaked, and apparently some of the players found out.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah,
know
we're gonna
they
get
had
rid of
they had a very poor start to the season. I know that.
Yeah,
And
but
I mean, Berlin is the capital of Germany. They want to have a top club there. They want to attract players there. So
they're also going to
It'd be
invest in
nice
a new
to see.
stadium.
Just do
True.
what Leipzig did. Get bought out by Red Bull. Done.
Pretty much.
yeah, I will buy them
Monster
out.
can
I mean,
buy-
Leipzig
will buy
still
them
has to
out.
sell players too.
RB Berlin. Job's good.
That's kind
RB
of-
Berlin.
That's right.
But anyways, yeah,
Every
let's move.
Bundesliga team, RB.
Let-
RB. RB.
Let us
Jeez.
move on.
We can
Yeah,
move on to
let's-
Bayern if you want
Let's go on to
actually.
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, let's talk about Bayern. They had a decent victory this week.
Decent
and we
is
have
an
to
understatement.
we had to give a special shout out to local lad Alphonso Davies, of course.
We
You know,
always do.
he's
We
From,
always do.
from our city, we all thoroughly enjoy watching him play, and you know what? He had a fantastic game.
I think every podcast we mention, oh, he's from our city.
He is.
He
We have to
is.
shout that out. It's,
Alphonso
Yeah,
it's
but-
very
checks
few
out.
and far between anyone from our city does anything, let alone get to the pinnacle of football.
Hey,
kind
don't
of thing.
disrespect
No.
Asmir.
Asmir Begovic is a great goalie, but he doesn't really represent Edmonton or Canada very much.
True.
Whereas Alfonso does.
I can't blame him, to be honest.
No, I
If
can't.
I was a professional, I
But
would not
yeah,
be playing
once
him.
again, Alphonso
Canada?
Davies.
No, thank you.
Once again, Alphonso Davies had a fantastic match for Bayern. As Bayern beat Frankfurt 5-2.
It started off very good for Bayern, but then it got a little
Mhm.
shaky in the middle.
A little bit at times. Sometimes it happens with Bayern where they kind of lose the flow of the game, but
Yeah,
for the most part, it was Bayern in cruise control.
Also, may I just say, was superb finish by Leon Goretzka.
And superb header.
I know where you're
fr-
getting at that, Liam.
It-
I
he
know
did have
where
a
we're
great.
getting at that.
You're not actually not wrong. That was a great finish. But
was.
superb header
Goal
from
scorer.
Robert Lewandowski. Fantastic.
Roberto Lewandowski.
Oh,
Yeah, you can't
oh,
say
no.
Roberto. You can't say
I
Roberto.
can, I just did.
Well, also, can I just say Thomas Muller has been running things at Bayern again?
He had a good game, yeah.
Of course,
He
he
did-
Ram
he
boy
just have a
scored
good
off of
game.
he scored off the Davies assist in that game.
he interpreted
Goal
the
in by
space very
Alphonso.
well.
Yeah, he had
Yes.
a
Sure.
And he assisted Goretzka's goal, yeah. He had a good cross. And
great
Yeah.
cross. Yeah, edge of the right at the end of the field.
Now,
I thought.
Bayern do win 5-2.
hmm
As they move into the midweek fixture, do we see them just kind of doing the business?
I think it'll be a close game.
We'll probably
I think it's going to be a very close game.
I hope so. I hope it's not like the Klassikers of the past kind of thing.
Where Bayern
It's-
kind of steamroll.
I mean, those dirt Klassikers
Like
that
Rob
had
Wood.
steamrolls, those were in at the Munich arena, Munich's Allianz Arena. This one's
Yes, but
at Signal Iduna Park, where there's no fans.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it might provide a weird kind of thing where because there's no fans behind Dortmund, maybe they might not have the energy behind it.
I mean, Dortmund's
You
been
never
playing
know.
fine these past few games. They
They
had a
have.
2-0
Yeah,
victory over
Dortmund's been good.
Wolfsburg.
Let's talk about Dortmund. Yeah.
Yeah, they had a 2-0 victory, and I mean, to be fair, there was times where Wolfsburg looked like they were creating good chances, but
But
For the
they were
most part-
pretty out of it, yeah.
yeah, for the most part, there wasn't too much really happening in this match, really, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Haaland missed the ball, and then was it who scored? Was it Guillermo scored?
It was Guerrero.
Guerrero
Guerrero,
scored.
sorry.
I don't know
It's
who
an empty
Guerrero
net.
is.
Haaland just swiped the ball, missed everything, and then he was just.
Did he
getting, like,
miss,
all tapped
or was it a
in.
tactical?
No, he
fake?
swung and missed
It was a
everything.
fake shot. It was a fake shot, boys.
Oh, man.
Respect the technique.
But yeah,
It worked out, though. It worked perfectly.
I mean, I feel like Dortmund is looking better than Bayern after this break. Even despite Bayern winning 5-2, there's still times where they're looking a little casual, like they did when Frankfurt
scored
brought
the-
2 goals back.
Actually, there
To the
was
the two goals that Frankfurt scored, Bayern looked lost in defense, honestly.
I don't know about that. On set pieces, they could have been better, but
Yeah, well, that's where they scored their 2 goals.
But
So
I
they
mean,
looked lost
can
there.
you blame it? Frankfurt's defender had a hat trick. Martin Hinteregger. I probably butchered that. He had 2 goals and an own goal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Could you
How do you
imagine?
get him, boys? It's that you get him.
50. He had a goal in the 52nd minute, 55th, and he has an own goal in the 74th.
It's not bad. Hakimi had, I thought, a very good game for Borussia Dortmund. He did score a goal, but also, he's a very interesting player. He is, of course, on loan at Borussia Dortmund. He's a guy that I think could do very well for Real Madrid.
Or do you think he can replace Carvajal?
He's going back to Madrid.
Yeah,
I don't see why not. He's a fantastic
I think he's
wingback.
proved his worth.
If anything, he can always play left back as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He is
he's
capable,
kind of yeah.
but I think
And also-
he's better on the right.
He's also kind of like Alfonso in the sense of where he can play also up the pitch more too.
I mean, yeah.
But Alfonso's a different beast right now.
Different breed. But
Yeah.
let's talk about the midweek fixture because it is Der Klassiker. It's the biggest match day in probably the rest of the
Well,
Bundesliga
before we
season.
get into the next match, I think a shout out has to be given to Kai Havertz. Well, I mean, everyone's talking about Davies and Lewandowski and Haaland, Sancho, but Kai Havertz, I think he's right now the best young player in the world.
What?
No.
Would you
Not
not
even
disagree? I
close.
think he's up there.
Mbappe?
Well, no, I mean like
we have to remember
Mbappe, yes,
Mbappe.
but I mean the guy got
Sancho?
nominated for the Golden
Although
Boy.
he looks like he's 65 right now.
Yeah, but Kai Havertz is absolutely running things at Leverkusen.
Yeah,
I
but he
don't
was
put
struggling
Kai
earlier
Havertz-
this season, so
Yeah.
he's still a
Wasn't
great
he?
player though. That doesn't take away from
No
it.
one's denying it, but putting him in
I'm-
the top, like the best right now, is pushing it.
I would put him probably between 7th and 10th.
Okay, I wouldn't put him top 5 down. That's
Yeah,
kind
I agree.
And
with
this
that.
one.
Let's make a top 5 almost. You got your Mbappe. He's going to be number 1. You're going to have Jadon Sancho in there. He
Well,
has to fit in. What about
no,
your Rashford?
But I know.
No.
I mean, I think Rashford's out of that conversation
Trent?
now.
of Trent's up there.
Yeah,
Top 3. for
Trent's
sure.
the young player, but he's been playing for so
No, but he's still a young
Davies-
player.
Davies-
still young.
I think
Because
Yeah,
Davies,
Alfonso. I'm not putting Alfonso yet because he's had half of a season.
yeah, but he's also being touted as like the best left back in the
He's
world
been
right now.
fantastic,
Yeah.
but you can't judge a player off half a season.
yeah, Havertz was
Yes, to do it
fantastic last
consistently.
season for the whole season.
Yeah.
I think he had like 17
Lucas-
goals.
Kai Havertz is a very good player. I'm not going to deny that. He's a brilliant player, but I'm not going to put him in the same bracket as Mbappe yet.
Well,
Even Sancho.
They do play
No,
different roles.
I'd put him at number 3 or 4, or maybe 5 at the
Yeah.
worst.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, I
I'll
want to
give
put
you
him
5.
down in 10th.
I'll give you 5th.
I don't know, man. I do think Kai Havertz is definitely the future of Germany right now. I think he's gonna be their best player for many years.
Well, no one's denying that he's the future because
Yeah.
I think he was like
I think he's
Leverkusen's
like
youngest player.
He is
yeah.
20 years
Debuted.
old.
And-
You've got Timo Werner too, though.
Yeah, you got
Yeah, I
He's
wanted
back
to talk
in
about
like
Timo
that.
Werner.
I mean,
Timo
Timo Werner's
Werner
a
had a
handful of years
fantastic
older.
game.
My question: who's better? Do you think Werner or Haaland?
Werner.
It probably
Haaland's-
is Werner, but I love Haaland.
It's Werner right now, but Haaland's,
Werner.
like Lucas said, a lot, like compared to them, a lot younger. He still has a lot to learn, and he'll be a fantastic striker.
I mean,
Now, I
Werner
want to talk
works,
to Lucas about this.
Werner works very well in Leipzig's system. Like, obviously, he scored a hat trick today, where Leipzig had every single starter created a chance, which is insane.
Fantastic, yeah.
But like,
Still
But
puts
Lucas, I
him in
want to
the
talk to you about Timo Werner because after his performance, all the rumors coming out about will he end up at Liverpool? Will he end up at Chelsea? Will he end up at another big club? Do you, as a Liverpool fan, see him actually somehow fitting into your squad?
I mean, you definitely fit into Liverpool style play with under Jurgen Klopp. I know Alex Goldberg, who's a Chelsea supporter, he's talked to several Bundesliga experts. Werner is only really wants Liverpool right now, or he'd rather stay at Leipzig instead of going to other clubs except for Liverpool. And
You should go to Arsenal, to be honest.
why?
Because Arsenal's the best team in the Prem, obviously.
But Werner
Who
Werner
would
would
you-
fit into
Massive
Jurgen
jokes,
Klopp's
you know.
system. It's not too difficult to see, really. High pressing, quick attacks. Like
Who would
the
you
way he
drop,
plays at
though?
Leipzig would work perfectly fine at Liverpool. In the past, I have criticized him though.
Who
he'd fit
who out
in
of your
there.
Liverpool team? Who are you dropping?
Well, Monty's going to Real Madrid. Cough.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. But I mean, obviously there's rotation, but Werner is a lot younger than those guys, and also Mane and Salah, at least for next season, they're going to be in Africa for a good portion of the season, unless if that gets canceled. So we'll see. But
Yeah.
and also Liverpool have played like a 4-2-3-1 formation in the past where they've had like Mo Salah playing striker, Sadio Mane on the left, Firmino in the middle, and then Shaqiri on the right. But like
Yeah, now he just dropped.
Werner's
Swap
not just
out
a striker;
Shaqiri.
he's very versatile. I saw in today's game for Leipzig. Some points he's on the right side of the field, some points he's on the left side of the field. He does like change positions on the field during the match, like Liverpool do with their front three.
Yeah.
I could see Firmino getting dropped.
Yeah, it's funny again. Kai Havertz has been linked with Liverpool as well, but I doubt that'll ever happen.
No, that's not going to happen. That's going to be too much money. Like
No.
Werner is
Yeah.
actually apparently they could get Werner for like 52 million pounds.
It is interesting how
That'd
Liverpool
be a
gets
steal.
linked with like every German player that's young, or any Dortmund
That's-
player because of Klopp.
Yeah.
Is there any other big matches you want to talk about in the Bundesliga, or do you want to go on to the Der Klassiker?
The Klassiker.
Let's talk about that. So, like Lucas said, it is at the Borussia Dortmund Stadium,
Yeah.
but of course behind closed doors, so they don't have the yellow wall behind them and all that. Both clubs have been pretty decent since coming back from the break.
Mm-hmm.
What do we see happening here? What are our thoughts and opinions?
Well, my Twitch chat have I been discussing this, and a lot of people think it's either going to be like a Bayern smash or a 2-2 draw. Personally, I think it's being a very exciting affair. I think it's going to be a 3-2 win for Dortmund, though.
That'd be a
And it's
great
going to
game.
add a lot more pressure to Bayern, but it's like if Bayern win this game, the title's locked up almost. It's
One thing
essentially-
that something that I was looking at though is because Jane Sancho did not
Mhm.
start for either game for Dortmund, the two games before.
Yeah.
Now, do we
It's bad.
think he's going to start this game?
I'd be shocked if he doesn't.
If he doesn't, that might be a big mistake, definitely.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know what's up with him right now.
he, along with many players on both teams, are game changers and can completely take over a game and have a great game. And
Yeah, I'd
Realistically,
be shocked if he doesn't get the start.
realistically, Sancho could be struggling with fitness right now.
He's not ready.
yeah, of course,
He
but
isn't ready for
when
the
he's
game.
the star of your team, like
I don't know.
sometimes you got to play him, right?
I mean, both Bayern and Dortmund have looked pretty good since returning.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think the X factor will be Haaland for Dortmund. He's kind of proven, I'm going to show up when we need.
This is
when you need me.
arguably the two most exciting goal scorers going head to head.
Yeah, in the Bundesliga.
Like it's almost in the world at this point. Like it's outstanding.
Yeah,
I mean, you have to
Well,
consider
I mean,
the wing backs
you
too.
talk about
yeah. Davies and Hakimi.
And Guerrero. Guerrero's
Oh.
scored a few goals
Guerrero.
Yeah.
so far in this post lockdown. I think
3 goals already.
those wing
think
backs have
Dortmund
been
in
getting involved a
general.
lot, and they made some smart movements during their match against Wolfsburg. So I'm really excited seeing if they can continue getting involved and causing some problems for Bayern, especially because guys like Davies, while he's very good right now, he does stay up higher up the pitch compared to compared
Dortmund's-
to Pavard, who's on the other side.
And another thing with Davies is that he's able to track back so fast.
Oh,
That's true.
It's incredible how pacey he is.
Yeah.
Hakimi's pretty fast.
I think it's
too.
going to be a very tight game though, honestly.
Lucas, what do you think will happen?
I think Dortmund's gonna win. Maybe I'm just saying that so there's still some reason to watch the title race in the Bundesliga, but I do think they're
Yeah.
gonna win this game. I think like 2-1 or something.
But that's the thing. Like, if Dortmund do win this game, 1 point difference, right? Like, and it's so tight. Every point matters then for the rest of the season. Even though every point matters now, but if Bayern now the question is if Bayern wins this game, is the title done?
Yeah, I think so.
Well,
Like 99% done?
I'm gonna say though, I'm gonna lean towards the Bayern Munich victory here. I'm gonna say 2-1 Bayern.
I
was
mean,
it 2-0 Bayern or a 1-1 draw?
Went 3-2 Dortmund.
Two.
It is one of those things where
2-2.
if Bayern if Bayern win the game, it's like, oh, title done. But what next week? They lose a game and then Dortmund win a game. It's like, what?
It's like that, but
Yeah.
a team like Bayern Munich, you expect them to keep
Not
it going.
drop points. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I
the way
mean,
they're rolling right now.
like I said earlier, I do think Dortmund has been the better of the two clubs in the first two matches. But obviously, it's only really 2 games to show, so a lot can change.
Leverkusen versus Wolfsburg. I think
That's not bad.
I think a couple years ago that could have been a big match.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Leverkusen are 4th. Wolfsburg are 6th.
But there's a
It's
huge
not bad,
points
yeah.
difference between them. It's
no,
like 13 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. No, I think that's all for Germany at the moment.
I mean, to be fair,
good.
let's just give some Leverkusen some praise for defeating Gladbach and hopping into the top 4 now. That's incredible for
Yeah.
them.
Well, yeah.
But the top
Yeah,
5 is pretty close in the standings, and when you get to 6th
Alright.
place, it's just a huge drop off.
Who was it that said? Who said that Gladbach was not a title fight? Yeah, me. Thank you.
I mean, they're
Well, I
1
mean,
point.
hey, Kai Havertz had another 2 goals against Gladbach. I'm just saying.
How about Augsburg and Schalke? Because
Schalke.
Are you gonna watch
Schalke's been looking bad.
He's got a
Yeah.
point,
Now,
honestly.
that's 9 games winless. So
Yeah.
And
Not
it's
looking
7
good
goals
for them.
conceded in 2 matches. That's terrible right now.
yeah, they've been
about it.
horrible.
That's
Do you
the
think
team
they're
that
going to
you-
make a managerial change in this point of the season?
I don't
No.
know. It's
I
It'd be
wouldn't
so
now.
difficult. Yeah.
well, it's one of those things like we said. Like, how are some teams going to react to coming back from this break? And Schalke are clearly haven't been ready.
Yeah, Schalke, I mean, Mainz is somewhat not ready. Frankfurt hasn't really been ready during this
Yeah.
time. It's just kind of
But
brutal, honestly, for some
Good,
clubs
but-
right now.
yeah, since
Yeah.
clubs are coming back, I think it's important to note that it's official. I think that La Liga is coming back June 8th.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So
So that'd be great to see get that title fight back underway.
No, yeah,
Matt?
definitely.
Confident, nervous. How you feeling?
nervous.
Yeah.
Don't inspire any confidence, man. Let's be real. We have
Madrid's scary,
Oh.
honestly.
You have Suarez
The only-
back, though.
he-
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Luis Suarez is back for Barcelona. Could be a huge addition to their rest of their season. For Real Madrid, though, maybe that break came at a good time. Get some rest. Get some because they had younger players playing more crucial roles this season. Maybe this is a good opportunity for them to just take a breath, settle down, and get back into the squad, kind of thing. Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, Sergio Ramos was just doing bicycle kicks.
I'm just
for
gonna be
fun.
happy to see Messi come back.
That's a crackhead.
But fun fact about Lionel Messi, Aguero was doing a live stream on Twitch and he called Lionel Messi randomly, and they had like an 8-minute conversation.
You love
Could you
to see
imagine?
that.
Friends, though, so
Could you imagine just having
Yeah.
Messi as one of your contacts?
No, it's funny because they're talking. They're like, oh, Messi's like,
Like
yeah, I
the-
saw it in the Discord. I'm like, Messi has Discord, and he had a Twitch. Apparently, Messi also has his own little Twitch channel. He was like, Aguero, I tried talking to your chat, but the chat's going so fast. I tried sending you a message. Could you imagine you're just streaming on Twitch, you're like a small streamer, and fucking Messi falls?
Oh,
Wild.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
Wa-
Messi just being
was-
on his computer or phone just watching Twitch.
Hey, I mean,
Balls can pray.
yeah. one
So
day
we've
Messi
talked
will-
about Ligue 1. I'm not going to talk about Ligue 1. That's done. We've talked about Germany. We've talked about Spain. Any talk about Italy or the Premier League coming back?
Well,
Oh, is Italy coming back, right?
have we heard anything new coming out of England?
I thought Italy was trying to come back.
they might try the 13th of June from what I read, but
Yeah.
obviously there's still a lot of complications going on, and especially because their health minister is being very cautious about it in Italy.
Fair enough. He's had a bad couple months.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to really comment anything else.
But with England, it seems like it's gonna be a rougher start than we expected because players are still being diagnosed with the COVID.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there was a player for Bournemouth. I think he was
Yeah.
diagnosed today or yesterday, I believe.
Yeah, but
You got unnamed Wolves players doing stupid ass shit. You know,
Yep.
Morgan Gibbs White.
but
He's cancelled.
I mean, when the Bundesliga was getting back to training, there was players that tested positive there, so this is normal. It's
Yeah.
It's
unf-
they just
as
gotta
weird
make
as it
sure they stay
sounds.
on top of it.
Can we just ban Musa Sissoko for the rest of the season because he's broken quarantine like 17 times?
Well, according to us, he's the
It's
sexiest man
ridiculous.
alive.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
74, man. You look like every black
Right.
uncle. Like you.
Let me just say something. In me and Greg just filmed a career mode video. I compared Serge Aurier to Lionel Messi for a portion of it.
Can you pick this
So
up and call?
that happened.
Okay.
Who are you?
I'm just comparing Spurs players. That was about it.
I like your haircut. by the way.
Whatever. Keep going.
I like your haircut.
Good, thank you.
There are players
Big
that are
shave.
not training, which is I think it's understandable because
Yeah.
there's still fears like Conte, Dini.
Yeah. Oh, that's also
Yeah.
interesting. Some players are scared to even. They're like, I'm not gonna play if
They're not
the
even gonna-
season resume, which
Mhm.
could be crucial for some
Even like
teams.
play, they're just not even gonna
Yeah.
train. Like
Yeah.
Like
I know Troy
Chelsea.
Deeney. He's not gonna play.
Like imagine Chelsea ever keep
You're not
Conte.
supposed to
And
be
it's
a
like,
hard man. Put up
Yeah, but
this.
he's actually doing it for no, but it's a very valid reason. He's a newborn child at home.
child,
Oh,
he
Who
that's
doesn't
has
want to risk
breathing
it.
complications.
He gets a pass.
And then
Like, it's a very valid
Yeah.
reason. Like, I know he's been getting a rough time on social media. People calling him, "Yeah, aren't you supposed to be tough and all this?" Think about the
And
bigger
N'Golo
picture.
has his issues too.
Well, I
like,
mean-
A game of football or your life. Like, come on.
I'm gonna bring this up. I always like to bring up the NHL because I know I follow it as well. But there's like players in the NHL are like, well, we don't really want to resume the season either because we're gonna be away from our families for a while, and my wife's about to have our third kid and shit, and like, but
Hmm.
yeah, you gotta think of it. Yeah,
it's
it's
a
bigger-
question of life versus sport, right?
Yeah, but for these guys,
that's the
it's
thing because
also-
the
the-
seasons are supposed to be done. So like,
yeah, the live.
it's actually kind of fair if the pregnancy thing is kind of fair. Like the season was supposed to be done, so then you're actually gonna be with them, right? So,
Although you shouldn't be having any kids at this moment,
well, it's not them.
Well,
Well,
some people are getting.
I don't think you planned it.
They were got
Yeah.
pregnant like 9 months ago. I don't think they knew COVID was going on. Then. Pick the future.
It's okay. These kids are gonna be dubbed. They're gonna be dubbed as the quarantiners.
The quarantine.
Okay.
What's
what
our
do we-
next thing to move on to?
I want to bring up something. Maybe Lucas confirm. Is it true that the Champions League could be coming back in August? What are the rumors around this?
I mean that's what the plan is, but whether it's possible or not to have different teams from different
Yeah.
countries.
It's
I can't
gonna
do
be.
that.
Too
I
hard.
keep hearing the Champions League might come back. People are in my Twitch chat like, "Yeah, Champions League's coming back." I'm like, "Can you confirm this?
Yeah,
Who is the
it's gonna be a
source?"
rough. Yeah,
haven't
it's gonna be
seen
it's gonna be
anything
difficult.
official.
Thing.
I mean, I don't really, I don't want to give if it will happen or not because a lot of people didn't expect football to be back by now, and it is. So you never know.
Yeah.
That's true.
But there is definitely more
expect
complications with this
any
with the
football.
Champions League versus a domestic league.
There's so much money at play.
Travel, which is probably going to be primarily done through planes.
Yeah,
I just can't see it.
it's a bit
Like
complicated.
you have to get the situation have to get way better in the next couple months for that to
Yeah.
become reality. Plus, August is right around the corner from the start of the new season and Champions League season.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna
It's-
happen.
and some teams have to go through Champions League qualification still. It's gonna be so weird. It's hard to say. Well, they did say it was gonna be like one leg games, but
Are they going to do it in neutral venues, or are they going to do it just across
I
Europe
don't
like
know.
usual?
Lucas,
Probably
you know?
Yeah.
If they were gonna do it, I think it would have to be neutral, just like all in one
If,
spot.
if they're going to do one leg games, yeah, totally.
But where is that? Like, when is
No.
that?
I just wanted you guys
Oh,
to react
talk-
to
you want to-
Arsene Wenger's comments. He was asked if he was satisfied when Liverpool lost to Watford, and he said, "Yes, I got some kind of satisfaction. My pronunciations. Yes, I got some kind of satisfaction. Oh my,
He bottled it.
I'm bottling it right now.
Satisfaction.
Cut it and restart.
Let's react to this comment. I mean, totally. I mean, if I'm Arsene Wenger, I was the coach of the only invincible side. Of course, I don't want to lose that title. Of course, I want Liverpool to lose. So yeah.
And he also said that clubs that dominate Europe today are those that were built and made investments during an era where financial fair play did not exist. Financial fair play prevents emerging clubs who want to invest from doing so. That is not normal. What do you guys think about that comment?
I kind of agree. Like, sort of. I mean, financial fair play is just there so Manchester City and PSG
Yeah.
don't buy the world, which I mean is
I don't
understandable.
know. That's a weird one.
I don't think that applies to the majority
is
of
Arsene
teams.
Wenger
Barcelona still spending just obnoxious amounts of money.
is Arsene Wenger still not working for UEFA
He works for FIFA.
or FIFA? So should he really be making comments like that?
He's not
I don't
part of
think
financial fair play is UEFA, not FIFA.
No, I know, but should he really be making comments about like the inner workings of clubs? I don't know. It's just kind of like it's not. I know it's not technically a breaching of like him or his job title or anything, but it's just kind of a weird thing.
He's just talking about a rule in UEFA. It's not. He's not mentioning any specific clubs.
I mean, you talk about financial fair play, you talk about the specific clubs.
But he did
Financial
not
fair play
specifically
is
talk
really
about
a-
clubs.
Or is it like a really loose guideline with like 70,000 loopholes?
I think that like the problems is like there's clubs that constantly have to sell players because they aren't able to spend as much. So because if they spend more, they might break some guidelines, and so they have to sell in order to stay in the European competitions, make a capital gains from their signings, which isn't ideal for some clubs who want to become more relevant. But I guess there's a choose your poison, I guess. Do you want, because if you allow that, then yes, PSG and Manchester City would be able to spend like 200, 300, 400 million every summer.
I kind of go at the same time. Isn't that what like the beauty of football is that there's no salary cap or anything like that? That if you're the richer club, you get the better players, kind of
Greg
thing.
died.
He's gone.
Matt, I think this might be a bit better for you. Favorite football boot family? So like Predator, Mercurial.
Just have
Let's
it
answer your
there.
question. Checks over stripes, boys. This is the best boot on the market.
Really?
I always prefer the look of Adidas boots.
Same.
But
I like
I
Same.
can't
Adidas.
fit them. I have to buy Nike. The Adidas are too narrow for me.
Really? I've found some wide Adidas boots in the past.
I've never been able to get comfortable in a pair of Adidas boots. Let me tell you that my favorite pair of boots I've ever owned. I don't even know what exact boot it is. It's an Under Armour boot. It sounds wild, but that thing is so light.
Under
It
Armour
is
boot.
lovely. I got it for like $20. It was great though. So good.
For me,
So
it's either got. I would say recently though, Adidas has been killing it in the design department.
Mhm.
The only Adidas boot I would even consider wearing are the new Predator lows. That's it.
I think
It's
the
the only
Predators
one.
look sick. Or Messi's
No,
own
dude.
little brand.
The highs, you seen the high top ones? They look.
But
If anyone has a picture of Kevin Durant's old Nikes where they go all the way up his thigh, he's got the thigh high boots. That's what those look like, bro. Unbecoming. You can't rock those.
Oh,
those
I
are
guess
football.
They don't even have laces. Who plays with laceless shoes?
You did, didn't you?
No, it had a lace cover, bruh. A
Oh,
lace cover.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I have to go give the Tiempos a shout because those are always clean and classy.
Boys, just
I
take
don't
my
know.
word for it. Anyone who's watching, This
How
one.
about the old?
Buy
how
this
about
one.
The old school Umbros, all black.
I mean, for a few years I wore the
As a center
Adidas.
back.
For a few years I wore those Adidas like classic boots. Were they the Copas
did,
or?
Yeah.
yeah, you also slid everywhere on the pitch. So were those really that good?
I mean, they fit well.
For us,
They had
I'm
no grip.
weird because I use Adidas for outdoor and then Nike for indoor.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Same with me.
Okay, TikTok. This might be a long one. Who do you think the top 10 players will be in 10 years? Love the vid.
Top
Jesus
10,
Christ.
bro.
Oh
How
my
the
God.
fuck am I
Christ.
supposed to guess
Should we do like
10?
Okay,
Should we
let's
do a
just
top
do the.
5?
Who's
No,
gonna be
do
the
the 10
best?
together. Do the 10
Number
together.
one, Kylian
Dude.
Mbappe.
Yes. Number 2, Haaland.
No, number 2 will be Jadon Sancho.
Well, this is no specific
well-
order.
There's no specific order.
Okay,
Just go.
Okay, Haaland, Sancho,
So that's 3.
Ansu Fati.
No,
Mm,
no, no.
Yeah, I think you can pull it off.
Maybe.
Unless- Especially if Barca sells them. Because if not, we're not
I will
gonna
give
keep
Timo Werner a shout.
Trent.
I think Timo
Nkunku,
Werner.
controversial.
Timo Werner
That
could
kid's
be a
been
great
lit.
goal scorer.
I'm gonna
Google it.
give.
Did Wallace say Havertz?
Unreal.
I was gonna about to say Havertz.
Mason Mount, maybe.
Um,
Guy's been really good.
Mason Greenwood.
Greenwood. Maybe.
Greenwood, maybe. Maybe.
There's a lot of hype surrounding the
Troy
one.
Parrott.
There's one center mid from France who's been getting a lot.
Oh,
of
Camavinga.
track. Yeah, Camavinga maybe.
He's not enough. I don't.
No.
He's a young kid in probably the worst out of the top 5 leagues.
Well, if
Well,
I
can't
so is
really
think
Mbappe,
Nicolas
to be
Pepe.
fair.
Think Nicolas
Yeah,
Pepe.
and Mbappe is clearly built different.
You
Okay,
guys think?
I
I mean, there's
Don't
been
include
tons of
him.
great players that came out of Liga and have become top players in the world, like Hazard.
yeah, but he's 7. He's 17 though.
I also want to
17,
give love
18.
to
Seven-
too early.
Still, he's
No.
starting matches. Though.
Tonali,
no.
I think could be there.
I mean, yeah,
What
Do you
about
guys think someone like
goalkeepers?
Phil Foden will be there?
Yeah, I mean,
If he stays in Man City,
yeah.
absolutely not. I'm sorry, but he needs to leave.
Yeah.
Like effective immediately. To anywhere.
Oh, yeah,
Watch
we
him.
forgot to mention again Alphonso Davies. Like just,
Fonzie.
Yeah.
I think Hakimi could be somewhere up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There's
also
there's
hard
a
to
lot of
include a right
players.
back.
To be honest.
There's a lot of players. It's just how they grow if injuries happen.
Yeah.
and also like 10 years ago, people weren't saying like Mane or Salah were going to be top
No.
10 players in the world.
No.
Totally,
like-
exactly.
Well, 10
Anything
years
can
ago,
happen.
10 years ago, we didn't know who Mbappe was, and now he's like, he was in
No
the
shit, we didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
He was
Just
just some
So
8-year-old.
like, oh,
that's what I mean.
Mbappe.
Like in 10 years, some kid out of nowhere can show up and like, boom, hey, I'm better than this guy.
And
this
it's just runs down the wing at the World
Yeah.
Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have a guy named like
That is the
Nico
perfect
Zahari or
phrase.
something.
Yeah.
You just pull that name out of your ass.
Yeah.
I was wondering that.
Next question.
Liam, it's definitely gonna be Christoph Piontek.
No.
Bro,
Honestly,
that guy's retiring in 5 years
Let me-
because he's
let
gonna
me
get
tell you
put.
something.
No,
on
we
Let
don't
me
need
tell
to
you
get
something. Christopher Ayer, the Celtic center back, is being linked with Real Madrid in this summer transfer window. I'm telling you, that
Good
guy's
business.
got potential. He's got a lot of potential.
Top 10
Six
though.
6'5", great on the ball, good speed, good attack. I'm telling you, Christopher Ayer. You heard it here first.
All right, Waz, next question.
Ooh, I like this question. Prime Torres or Prime Drogba?
Prime Torres.
Drogba.
Sorry, Drogba.
Drogba.
Dude, Prime Torres was fucking different.
Prime Torres.
Yeah, Prime
Absolutely
Torres.
nasty.
Oh, it's
Dude,
hard
that
to
guy
say,
was
But so was
not
Drogba.
fair.
Over an entire season, Fernando Torres. In the
Dude,
final,
Prime-
Drogba.
Easily Drogba in the final. Dude, Torres, man.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
his prime, bro.
Prime Torres was like my favorite
Torres-
player when he was at Liverpool. He
Holy
was
shit.
just such a
Torres
joy
was
to watch.
So good. Oh my god.
He was.
I mean,
And then
him
and then there's Chelsea.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slide my own question here though. Drogba or Eto?
Eto? Probably.
I'm gonna
I'm
go with
saying Eto'o.
Drogba.
I think
Eto's.
Drogba for me.
I think
Go for
was
Eto'o.
really good, though. Here, let me say this then. Fernando Torres prime or David Villa prime?
Oh god, we're getting
David
Because
Villa,
David
man.
Villa, I think, is the most
David
underrated
Villa.
striker that's been for a long
David-
time.
we're
David
just going
Villa.
to random questions, but they're all so good. Oh my goodness.
Dude, let's just be honest here. Spain had like the best dynamic duo of strike.
I'm still saying
we've
Fernando
seen.
Torres because I just more memories with Torres.
I'm gonna go
but-
I mean,
Torres.
Liverpool, yeah.
David Villa was
David Villa was
class.
special sauce.
David
So-
Villa was so
I
good.
know.
So good.
All those players were saying they're
Special
so good.
sauce.
during
Well, then
their
again,
primes, though.
Drogba brings in that leadership quality that
Drogba's
players
also
have.
just Drogba.
All right.
Didier.
Here's a good question. Good day, mate. Keep up the good Thank you, Fraser Coleman. Honest thoughts on the Australian national team in the A-League. Cheers, legends.
Tom Rogic for the
Who's that?
Socceroos.
Who's that one player? I can't even remember him now. And he's the only player on that team who's not on that team anymore because he's retired that I even gave a shit about. Tim
Tim
Cahill.
Cahill.
He does not on there, so I
Cahill.
don't care.
He was great. I love Tim
And
Cahill.
Cahill's good.
Aaron Moy.
He's a
Aaron Moy
solid
plays
player.
for Brighton.
Yeah.
Who's the guy that takes their?
They have a
They're-
couple
they're-
players in the Premier League at the moment, so
Yeah, the guy that takes all the penalty shots. Got the big beard. I
Oh,
don't know his name.
We all know who you're talking about. I have no
It's a
clue.
weird name. It's not an Australian name. Is it Jedinak? Yeah, Jedinak.
yeah, yes.
I'm a little
Honestly,
concerned for Australia's
I think-
future.
I think Australia.
Why?
well,
Because
yeah,
of all the
it-
giant
it's-
snakes out there killing their potential players? I think that's a good
No,
reason.
because they haven't really been developing as many
Yeah.
great players compared to the other Asian nations.
Mhm.
And
I
I've
blame the
heard,
spiders.
and I've
Or
heard a lot of
snakes.
players, a lot of like
Or the
youth-
fires. Who the
Let
fuck
Lucas-
lives
let
in
Lucas-
Australia anymore?
Let
Let's
Lucas
be
talk.
realistic.
Let Lucas talk.
like
I'm venting. That place sucks.
like
Okay.
there's a lot of like what I've heard is like Australia's popularity like for youth playing football is down. I'm not 100% sure, and I don't know. I would have to like do a bit more research, but I've just heard a lot of things where it's not looking ideal for the future.
I mean, when you look at Australia from the outside in, you see they have their own domestic league. They are growing some players and everything, so it looks good on paper. But when you dive a little deeper, who is the next Tim Cahill? Who is the next generational talent coming out of Australia? I mean,
Harry Kewell.
What a player.
Daniel Arzani, who is on loan at Celtic from Manchester City, but he's been injured pretty much his entire loan spell.
I mean, at the moment, it's really been like the most exciting player is maybe Tom Rogic or Aaron Moy, most notable. Also, Matthew Ryan from Brighton.
Good keeper.
They also have a player from Hibs named Martin Boyle. Liam, do you know much of him?
Mm-hmm. I don't know much about him, but I know of Martin Boyle.
Yeah, they've got. It doesn't seem like they have a lot of young players coming through right now that is very notable. Clearly, I mean, we all love Australia. Clearly, I have a lot of love for them. I think if they host a World Cup, it will restore what they need, Lucas.
No, I don't need a World Cup there because that place is fucking terrifying.
How? It's beautiful.
I will go with you to an Australian World Cup anytime.
Have you seen the house spiders there, dog?
Yeah, they're just
we
chilling
have
in a toilet.
bears.
Fuck that.
You ever seen a bear? Those things are spooky.
Bro, I would rather see a big bear than one of them thick ass spiders.
Why are we talking about that?
Bro, that place is scary as shit.
Bro, I'm
bears are spooky.
They have 3 of the world's most poisonous spiders. Fuck that smoke. I'm not going.
Australia World Cup final. Or Melbourne. I'm in love.
I agree with like both of you. Matt's right with that stuff, but
fucking send it to South Korea. I feel more safe there. Jesus.
Greg, do you agree that bears are spooky?
How are bears spooky, dog?
I wouldn't say
children. Children hold stuffed versions of them when they go to sleep. No one's holding a giant fucking spider plushie, Nobody.
He's definitely not wrong, though.
That place is dangerous.
Next question.
What do you think of... Okay, I'll just end that off. Australia's national isn't looking too hot right now. The A-League isn't a bad place, so, kind of may finish off your career, unfortunately.
Is it, though?
I mean, the weather's beautiful. I'm going to be honest. The weather's beautiful. Fuck it.
Go join Beckham.
Gary Hooper.
And I've heard, actually, Australia is a nice place to live. I have had friends who stayed there. They haven't had no issues.
They're crackheads. I don't trust them.
Maybe. What do you think of the Eredivisie and the possibility of a Dutch-Belgian league? Will this bring the league to a solid 6th league of the year? I think it'd be great. I think Ajax, PSV, they need some more competition.
Genk,
that's as simple as that.
Genk
and Ghent or top Club Brugge. I think that'd be awesome. I would tune in if I could. Maybe.
I feel like people in the Netherlands won't like that idea.
Yeah, especially like lower side clubs.
Idea.
It would be good for Belgium, not great for the Netherlands. I think it's a good idea.
It'd only be good for like the elite teams.
Yeah.
But would it not provide more competition for the lower sides to get to improve?
But then,
it provides more competition for teams going into the Champions League as well.
Yeah, there might be more money, but
like the top clubs would probably make more money, but then the bottom clubs might lose some interest from their fans who, like, would certain Dutch supporters, like, I don't know, like Utrecht supporters, would they care about them playing some Belgian side or versus another Dutch side?
Well, it's either they play a shitty Belgian side or get worked by Ajax again. So I think they're going to take their chances on this one.
Yeah, but
personally, I don't.
Then what about those clubs also in the first division in the Eredivisie right now? Like, but they're like not relegated yet, but they're near the bottom. What if those teams, do they just get sent to like a second division? Because I doubt they're going to make a 28-team first division.
They just get sent to the gulags.
Yep, it's going to be a point total thing. If you get sent to the gulags, get sent to the gulags. Fight your way out.
I think it'd be good, especially with how the current state of football is and how much money clubs are losing because of the coronavirus. This might be a good idea to
I can't do that. Okay. Send them to the gulags.
Keep it going.
What players were too loyal in their career, like they didn't win enough? For example, Matt Letizia.
No such thing. Good for them. We need more players like that, to be honest.
I agree.
So
I
you're
can't say a
saying,
player. I don't
people.
think a player can be too loyal.
I mean, you can look at someone like Francesco Totti and say, did he
He's
really?
a legend. He's a legend in
100%.
Rome.
Yeah.
But did he really?
That man.
Did he win as much as he could have if he had went to another club?
I think it's better for his legacy,
No,
him
100%.
winning a title
I like a player
in Real
being-
Madrid than like let's say him staying in Rome. I think it's better for his legacy that he stayed in Rome.
Yeah.
later,
The
here's
same
a
thing with
question.
Vardy. Vardy could win
Yeah.
more if he left Leicester, but I think he should stay there for his life.
Liam, maybe this one's poised for you. What do you think of Scott Brown made in this conversation?
Scott Brown ain't going nowhere else, bro. No one wants that cracker.
No, not anymore. but back in the day, he was being
Yeah.
linked with a move to England. I mean, Newcastle, I know, were linked heavily with him.
That's a
But I think
tone
Scott-
down though.
Scott Brown is a player that suits Scotland. You know, he fits the Scottish game.
I think
he
he
suits the
was.
Scottish
He was
fans.
honestly. He's been perfect.
But let's be
for
real,
Celtic.
Liam here. Like, what do you think would be better for Scott Brown's career, going to fucking Newcastle or staying and winning shit with
Well,
Celtic?
I mean, exactly. I mean, playing Champions
Come on.
League. I mean, people
Exactly.
forget Scott Brown was a record transfer in Scotland. Like, he was a
Mhm.
big deal when he came to Celtic from Hib. He's a player that was, you know, Rangers wanted him so badly, and when he went to Celtic, all of a sudden the Rangers fans hated him. So I was like, okay, but you know, yeah, if he had gone to a mid-table Premier League side, he would be just a run-of-the-mill midfielder. Playing in Scotland, he's one of the most successful captains in the country's history. He's played Champions League. He's captained his country a bunch of times. I agree. Playing in Scotland,
I
for Scott
think
Brown
Matt
has worked
made a
for
good
him.
point with Jamie Vardy. Sure, he won the historic Premier League title, but aside from that, what else?
Yeah, but
what else?
at the end of the day-
he's being loyal to Leicester, which is just
At the end of
how
the day,
about-
when everything's over, the fact that he won that title and didn't move and stayed and continued to compete is worth
Yeah.
more than, let's say,
Yeah.
him going to Tottenham and not winning anything again, or him going to
I
Arsenal
feel like
not
there's
winning
probably
anything again.
like
a lot of-
Mahrez and Conte, right? They
I
left.
feel there might be a lot of talented players in Brazil that might have not left, and here's maybe one more. I'm thinking Colaccini from Newcastle because he was quite loyal to them.
I mean,
He was not a
Colaccini.
terrible center back either.
I think there's a lot of people dislike him towards the end of
David
his
Luiz
tenure.
1.0. That was the David Luiz before there was David Luiz, is who he was.
Oh, I like this question. TAGLKMMM commented most
Just call him
likely
Tag.
most likely African team to win an international trophy or tournament, please.
So you mean the World Cup?
World Cup, yeah, basically.
Right now? Or like,
Yeah, right now. Let's go right now. I'm gonna go with Algeria.
I don't see that.
I'm more mostly because of the fact they won the African Cup of Nations last time, and they've some solid, talented players. I mean, you could go with Senegal as well. Those are the top two.
Senegal's not bad. Ivory Coast usually isn't terrible.
Nigeria's
Coast actually have-
probably
Nigeria.
Developing
Ghana.
Nigeria is probably
Nigeria.
Nigeria's probably the only shout here
I would
because
love to
Egypt's
give.
shite.
I would love to give love to Ghana, but they don't let
Salah's
any
just
players
going to
coming
carry.
through. Only thing that Ghana has is
Unfortunately.
Partey at the moment.
Unfortunately for African nations, they have never really gotten that close to winning an international tournament.
Except
And I mean,
2010.
Can you blame them, bro? All their players are going to France.
No, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they
But I mean, you have to
Like-
look at like potential young players coming through, and for that reason, I'm going to lean towards Nigeria.
I mean, maybe
yeah.
I
What,
know
like, what
Mali's
was
been
the French
developing.
heritage?
Yeah, Mali.
Mali's been developing some good players recent years, so maybe they're a shout out. They've been doing well in youth tournaments as well, but that's
Yeah, but they gotta keep them when it comes to their men's teams.
status.
'Cause
well.
look
Usually
at-
the
look at-
guys that
look at-
leave that go to like play for the French national team, they're usually born in France.
a lot of them were scouted in Africa, moved up to France, and then just inherited that heritage. That's how most of it happens.
Yeah, but then there's guys like Mars and Pepe. They were born in France,
And-
but they play for
and
their
regard-
African heritage.
And regardless of that, the Boateng brothers, both were born. One decided to play for Germany. One decided to play for his African nation.
Yeah.
Like-
And I mean, the same with like Miroslav Klose and Podolski. They're both born in Poland, but they ended up moving to Germany, so they play for Germany.
It's the same thing with Canada, the States
Yeah.
even. Most of the good players move out of the country early or even later on in their
Choose
life
the
before
better
they even
country. Not
That's
better.
up
When I
Alfonso
say
for
better
actually
country, I
playing
mean
for
in
Canada.
terms of football.
I don't know. I think Algeria has been pretty solid recently. I mean, they do have really just Mahrez, but aside, they also have Figuli, which is he's been quite good. They have a tall, I think. Algeria?
I haven't heard anything about Feghouli for the past 3 years or anything. So I don't know if he's really worth mentioning.
Is this
Prime
a weird
Ivory
shout?
Coast though.
Is this Africa?
Prime Ivory Coast
Morocco?
is different.
Morocco?
Yeah.
Morocco was Africa, but
I mean, there are
Are they that
really
good?
good players in Morocco. Are they?
Hakimi plays, right?
Yeah, Hakimi Ziyech.
Amrabat.
But you can't win a European or any competition for that matter with like 3 good players.
Three or
If
four
I'm being
games,
honest, I think
Unfortunately, it's too difficult with these top European
yeah.
sides.
If I'm being honest,
Goddamn France's bench would
America.
play start for most of these teams.
here's a question from Wolves TikTok. What do you think of Wolverhampton Wanderers, and do you think Ruben Neves will be a world-class midfielder in a few seasons? Yeah, I feel like Ruben Neves doesn't get enough credit. He's been quality for Wolves. He's done a lot for them, especially for his age. He's like 22. He also comes from Portugal, so
I know a couple
feel like-
podcasts ago we talked about why he doesn't get enough praise compared to like James Madison,
yeah.
and
I think
But,
Ruben
like,
Neves
yeah,
is
he-
better than James Madison, to be honest.
There are also
But,
different
you know.
style players, though.
Yeah, but in terms of
terms
getting the
of
job
Wolves,
done, you
though?
can definitely compare.
in terms of Wolves, I absolutely love Wolves. I love the way they
Yeah.
play. I love their fans. I love Nuno. I love Adama.
they have
Bro, I
so
love the way-
many just
I love the way Matt Doherty plays.
yeah,
they
Matt
just have so
Doherty's
many
great,
quality
So
players
good.
that just work
But, yeah.
their asses off and get the
Adama
job
has
done.
really been their, star player this season with the way he's broken
Wolves-
through. But Ruben Neves,
Wolves
I mean,
to me
the dude,
feels like
What
a-
about Raúl
that's,
Jimenez?
you know,
I think he's their star
yeah.
player.
Yeah.
him in his class. Arguably
Definitely
the
the
best
best player.
Mexican player out there right now.
He is the
Adama's
best
just
Mexican player out there
Adama.
right now.
I feel Ruben Neves, he's like 23, but I feel like he's been around for so long. He's so mature and good for his age. Like,
He
Yeah.
has been.
I think he deserves more praise. I think he can easily slot in like maybe any of the top 6 sides. Maybe. I think he can slot in Liverpool, maybe not Man City.
I
I-
mean, we already have a player
I think
filled
he
in
could
his
play
role.
for Man City.
Man City has been
think he
rumored,
could
but
play
they
for Man
bought
City.
Rodri, who kind of fills that role as
Mm.
well.
Yeah.
He could definitely play for Chelsea if he wants to go there. Heard Jorginho's on his way
Yeah,
out of that situation.
you sold him.
Trying to look what other
Not if
55
Pjanic
pace,
comes the
bro. What do you
other
want me to
way.
do?
opinions on Wayne
Say his
Rooney.
name.
Personally,
Best
I'm
English.
Wayne Rooney is up there in top 5 best Premier League players ever. His work rate, passion, finishing, pace, dribbling, passing, leadership, and willingness to do anything. Yeah.
I think if it wasn't for Charlton, he'd be the best English player of all time. And he struggled there for a couple years too.
I also think Rooney, the reason why he's not kind of like hailed as highly is because of all the transfer rumors and all the media attention he got in the past. And also the fact he didn't really
Scandals.
show. Yeah, scandals. And the fact he didn't really show up at the World Cups when they
When he shaved his
2014
chest hair. That's why he sucked, let's be real.
But then he
I
shaved
heard-
his head and
yeah.
grew a beard, and he was great.
The hair
Let's talk
transplant.
about Wayne Rooney. I
Number
think Wayne
1,
Rooney
2, and
is-
3.
I think Wayne Rooney's a brilliant player. I mean, you just got to look at his goal against Manchester City and be like, yeah, this guy is incredible. Top 5 Premier League of all time? Probably,
I think he should
honestly.
be. I think he's a
probably,
head man.
just for his goals. And to be the record goal scorer for Manchester United is an
Yeah.
incredible
And England.
feat.
Isn't he England
And
as well?
England, yeah. Incredible feat. I mean, there's been some insane players over the years.
I absolutely hate him because he Panenka us in the championship.
Hell,
Just kidding. No,
I-
he's class. Honestly,
I-
I think he's a great player.
Matt, what's up?
Yeah,
I thought you
yeah.
I
were-
just held up an L. That's for
no,
Greg, by the way.
I honestly think it's just all the scandals and his, performance at big tournaments, like
In
international.
fact, he looks like
tournaments.
Shrek.
Yeah, that just harmed his legacy. I mean, I think in the early 2010s, he was probably top 3 forwards alongside Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Because when I was a kid, the top 3 forwards I would always think of were Rooney, Messi, and Ronaldo. Those were my 3 standouts when I was younger.
Yeah.
I only really liked him in a Special One TV. Matt would know.
Dude,
That's a
God,
throwback.
David Hibbs looks so dumb. Holy shit.
But shout out to Wayne Rooney's tweets. He would tweet at Rio Ferdinand. Hey, do you need picking up in the morning, Rio?
yeah, pick up in the morning, yeah.
Fuck. What is the most underappreciated football nation?
Probably Germany. People love to hate Germany, man.
I think right now it could be Norway or Denmark.
Portugal?
Yeah, but underappreciated.
Portugal, yeah. I think Portugal, because aside from
People were
Ronaldo,
hating on them in 2016.
I mean, reasonably so. They finished third in their group and they won the Euros.
Yeah, the team fucking sucked.
They won the
To be
Euros
real.
though.
To be fair, they did.
Still surprised they pulled that off.
To be fair, they didn't lose a game. They just drew
What
3
about-
times in the group stage.
What about Greece?
I mean,
Greece sucks.
We did talk
isn't
about
as
Latin
good
last
anymore.
week.
Greece
Not
has always
anymore.
been shit.
No, not in
Turkey
They
2000.
won one Euro.
What about Turkey?
Yeah, they won one. Yeah. Turkey, yeah, Turkey's actually been decent a couple years.
For footballing nations, yeah, Turkey we have to be up there because yeah, they have great fan bases. They're very loyal to the game.
They made the semifinals in 2002 World Cup, the Euros in 2008.
So I think
Uruguay's probably somewhere up there. Uruguay's
for
always
sure.
been
Yeah,
good.
definitely.
Always been a shout.
Definitely.
They won the
So-
goddamn first World Cup.
Mexico, even
Six.
Mexico.
Oh, Mexico, yeah.
Mexico's a great footballing nation. Doesn't get any great credits because I mean they're not a South American big boy and they're not comparable to the Europeans, right? So
The Jamaican national team, we deserve more credit. We have the best nickname. Like, come on, bro. We're the reggae boys.
the reggae boys.
Japan.
Do we win games? No.
No,
But are we cool? Yeah. Should you say Bulls start for us? Yeah. Why not?
I would say Japan too. I think they're underappreciated
like
still.
Japan.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
North
I mean,
Korea, dude. Have you seen how well they're doing in their little thing, bro? Every single time I hear news coming out of North Korea, they're winning something. So
They're winning the 10th World Cup.
by 7
Um,
goals in the final against the best team in the world.
Luke,
Yeah. Class. I feel
I
like
guess-
there's gonna be a hit out for me because of this. Can we like cut that? I'm actually worried now.
Do you want me to
This
cut
is a-
that?
no.
No.
So this is the last question, I think, and this one got a lot of likes on. Can Liam talk about the Celtic Ireland connection?
Oh, well, okay. So Celtic was founded by an Irish priest, Brother Walfrid. The idea was that like Celtic was kind of like a charity almost to feed like the Irish immigrants living in Glasgow because the Irish famine happened. People moved to Scotland, founded the club. It was supposed to be charitable. And ever since then, Celtics had a huge Irish connection, both fan base, players wise. I mean, Robbie Keane, Roy Keane.
Hmm.
There's been Damien Duff. There's been
That's
a
a name
ton
I've
of
heard a
Irish
long
players.
time.
He actually just left Celtic today. He was our assistant manager. He just left us today, so that's sad.
Good old
Yeah.
Chelsea days, I remember.
But no, but there's been so many great Irish players and the fan base. Like Celtic's huge in Ireland, and it's a Scottish club with Irish roots. So that's why you
Yeah.
always see the tricolour flying in Celtic Park.
You can also tell just based on the colors are green and white. I
Mm.
mean,
Yeah.
Ireland's always been connected to that. So
Totally.
UKPF was as a United fan, do you think we should sell Pogba and replace him with Ndidi? Ideally, that looks pretty good on paper, but at the moment, I would think we should sell Pogba and we should wait and see how well he plays with Bruno. That's my
Indeed, he's
thing.
good, though.
I think him and Bruno can probably end up becoming one of the best midfielders in Europe. Lucas, this is a question you might answer. Who is the most underrated and overrated player in the Bundesliga from Jamie Brookbank?
Overrated and underrated. I think underrated is probably going to be some guys on Gladbach like Marcus Thuram, as well as I think Jan Sommer's quite underrated. He's been quite good for Gladbach this season.
Sabitzer.
Is Marcus
Yeah.
Thuram Lillian Thuram's son?
Yes.
Fucking sick, that one.
I'm gonna say Guerrero
What
in Dortmund is underrated.
What about for overrated? Jerome Boateng?
No one rates Jerome Boateng anymore, man. Let's be real.
The man still plays for Bayern Munich.
I think Manuel Neuer is getting that point.
Ooh, that
No
might be
offense, Manuel Neuer.
controversial.
I think he's getting to that point, man.
I
I,
mean,
think
if-
there's better goalkeepers in the Bundesliga.
What about Matt Hummels?
No,
Ah.
he's still pretty good.
He's all
I
right.
think maybe.
He's
I don't
good.
think I don't know. I think he's somewhat overrated. Like EA put him in team of the season and I don't think I think other
Dude,
players deserve it.
they put Manolas in the team of the season. You can tell they have no clue what the fuck's going on. That guy's been shocking
Yeah.
this year.
I mean, if you
Anyone
ask
who watches this year, I'm
Um,
pretty sure can tell me that too.
I think one player
Yeah.
I want to shout out as overrated is maybe Kevin Campbell.
I mean, he was actually really good today. I watched
He
him
wasn't
play.
bad, yeah.
He actually had a sick
I'm not-
assist today.
I remember when he had
Timo
so much
Werner.
hype going to Dortmund.
Overrated. There's probably a couple players on Bayern that are overrated. Gotta think of some names.
Is Javi Martinez overrated, or am I being harsh?
No, he's a pretty good player.
Okay.
What's
If you asked me this
left?
question 1 year ago, I would definitely have said Timo Werner, but I don't think that anymore.
Ivan Perisic?
Perhaps a little bit, yeah.
Coutinho?
Oh.
Or actually, no one
Coutinho.
likes him.
Coutinho's a mess right now, but he's a
Yeah,
fantastic player.
Coutinho's been good
Fantastic.
this season, no?
He's just needs to get some stuff sorted out with that, and then find the right team, and he'll be all.
He's probably going back to Barcelona this summer, and he's probably not
Yeah.
leaving either.
I'm sure you guys
Which
can
I-
somehow fit him into your squad.
I wouldn't mind having him in the squad, to be honest. But if we sign Pjanic, can't play him in the mid.
Oh, okay. This question is actually quite good. Most overrated versus underrated teams. So what's a very overrated team at the moment?
Man U.
Yeah,
Tottenham.
in a sense, yeah. Tottenham. Inter Milan.
No,
AC
Inter Milan's sick.
Milan.
No one rates AC Milan anymore, man. Nobody. Napoli. Pretty
I
overrated.
mean, Napoli's been crap
Team's
this season.
falling. That team is falling apart, and people still think they're decent. So
I mean, to be fair, they only lost to you guys 1-0.
yeah, but we also probably had one shot that game. So
Would you guys also consider yourselves overrated?
for right now, absolutely, man. People think we're sick. It's hilarious, to be honest.
For
I think
underrated?
Yeah.
For underrated, I'm gonna say Leicester City.
Atletico
I still
Madrid.
think they're brilliant. Atletico Madrid, 100%.
Lazio, obviously, even though they're technically in a title race right now. Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Olympic Lyon.
Leon's been crap this season,
Champions League, Lucas. Just Champions League.
which is why they're overrated.
Moussa Dembele.
Never just
Liam just loves Musa.
Is there any other questions, Waz? Because I remember there was a few weeks ago, there was a question that I thought was really interesting, but the podcast was going too long. It was like people wanting us to rank the pretty much top ranked player in each year for the Ballon d'Or that wasn't Messi or Ronaldo. So that includes guys like Iniesta, Xavi, Ribéry, Neuer, Griezmann, Neymar.
Schneider.
I think he might have been in it. Actually, I might have written down the list. Wait.
Oh, don't worry, boys. I'm on the most reliable source on the internet right now. Wikipedia. I also don't know how to operate this computer. Okay, what do you want to do? The last decade? Because there's a lot.
Just when years with Messi and Ronaldo were in the top 3.
The last
So that started in
Iniesta.
2007. But Kaká won that one. Fernando Torres
Probably
came
the
third
last
in
decade,
2008. Xavi came in third 2009. Iniesta came second 2010. Xavi again. This is just a whole lot of Xavi and Iniesta. Frank Ribéry.
Barca. See,
Honestly,
Ribéry
Frank
honestly
Ribéry could have won. To be
Should
honest.
have.
Is that 2013? Because that Bayern team was crazy.
Yeah.
I think so. Robin? Was Robin there?
Robin? Maybe, yeah. I know
Ribéry
Manuel
was
Neuer was
better
in
this
there at
season.
one point.
No.
Manuel Neuer was in there at some point.
Can we talk about Luka Modric? God, that guy should not have won, man. I'm still pissed off about that. Luka Modric,
know.
really? Luka Modric, the Ballon d'Or. That guy was only good in the fucking World Cup. Anyways, moving on.
I mean, which one would you rate the best out
Dude.
of those?
Dude,
Probably
there's a lot of
Xavi,
Xavi, Iniesta,
Xavi,
Schneider,
Iniesta.
Yeah, Iniesta,
I think it's Xavi.
think.
Iniesta, Schneider, Ribéry. Done. Those are the 4 definitively.
I might swap Ribéry and Schneider, but yeah, it's probably my top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Matt, what do you think is
Manuel
more
Neuer is
important
a
for
great
Barcelona,
player,
like Iniesta or Xavi?
Dude, that's a
They're
hard
hand
question.
in hand,
Okay.
Lucas.
Dude,
comp-
they're
you
together,
can't
man.
compare those
That's
two,
a package
exactly.
deal.
Okay.
There's a couple years where Xavi performed better. There's a couple years where Iniesta performed better. Dude, you can't split
Pretty
them.
sure
I don't know. I
2015,
can't answer that
like,
question.
Iniesta was doing bits for them.
Dude, they were both doing bits when they were playing. Both. Didn't matter when.
I think that's all we got for questions, honestly.
Yeah, I think that's honestly, we've done a lot there. Well, do you
Well-
want to do an outro?
Well, everybody, this has been yet another beautiful week in the beautiful game. Is that how it goes? You do it.
No, it's just for
How
myself.
long have you
Liam,
two been doing this for, man? Seriously.
Not the two, just the one. From myself, Liam, from Matt, Greg, Lucas, and Waz. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to the 90th Minute. Hit us up on any and all social medias. Links are in the description. But from the five of us, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for watching and listening. This has been yet another week in the beautiful game. We will see you next time.
Bye bye.